Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another Q&A office hour and strategy call, where today we are going to be talking about creating captivating opt-ins for the top of your funnel. So welcome to our session. We hold these twice per month. So on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time every other week. And then in between our strategy calls, we also host live office hours for you guys inside of a semi-private Zoom room. So you come to us for support, and we deliver once a week to help you in your practice with all of your nutrition content and meal planning needs. I'm just looking at my phone here. Just want to make sure that we are streaming. Yes, we are. Looks good. If you guys can give me just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. We had a little tech issue last time we were live. My audio wasn't working, but I think we're good today. So just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right. And oh, I can hear myself. Sounds like we're good. All right. Hi, Hillary. Thank you for joining me. So I have Hillary Meisner on with me today. Hillary is just like a superstar on our team. Hillary, is there anything you don't do at this point? See, here's Hillary is a great lesson for all of us, where you show up like big and you do what's asked of you and you just do it really, really well. And then we just kind of keep reeling you in. So Hillary, thank you again so much for supporting me today in the Facebook group during the live. Oh, Jerry, welcome. Hi, Marcia. I'm Jeannie Petrucci. I'm a registered dietitian, nutritionist, culinary coach, and nutrition content creator. I am the founder of Living Plate RX, which provides you with all of your practice growth needs, everything from marketing support, which we're going to be talking about today, to nutrition content and digital meal planning. So if you are a practitioner who offers nutrition recommendations as part of your care plans, we are your people. Welcome, everybody. Today, we are going to be talking about creating captivating opt-ins. And it's really one of the most powerful things that you can do to help practice growth. It really is foundational. We talk a lot, probably every week we mention the sales funnel, right? We talk a lot about the sales funnel and how important it is to have value at every stage of your customer's journey through your funnel. Today's conversation is about it's not about the funnel, but we're going to be talking about one thing that you can do that can drive traffic at the top of your funnel. And that is an opt-in. And there are so many opportunities for you to craft an opt-in that just starts putting your email list in growth mode. And that's really what you want. If you have visions of going into a practice, if you're not in practice yet, and maybe just a side hustle, this is like the first thing that you need to do. You need to build your audience. You need to find your people and kind of get them into your sales funnel. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of different ways that you can do that. Oh, hi, Jesselyn. Good to see you here. All right. So let me just show this here. Creating captivating opt-ins. That is the conversation today. So we're going to start with what is an opt-in. Most of you have probably opted in to content from somebody whose messaging resonated with you or whose services you are interested in. And you offered your email, which is super high value, in exchange for something else of high value. Now, hopefully you weren't disappointed, but I'm sure that you have opted into things and it's landed in your inbox or you downloaded it and you're like, that was all right? That's not what you want. You want to wow the person who has given you their email, because what you want them to say to themselves in their head is, wow, if Hillary, Marcia, Jesselyn, Jerry, if they're giving me this for free for my email, imagine what their paid programming must be like. Now, the value of an opt-in is really just getting people onto your email list and engaging them. But it does drive sales. Like, we're going to be talking mostly about free opt-ins, but you can also have a paid opt-ins. And I'm going to show you an example of one of mine that I've been running this opt-in very successfully for, 4 years, 4.5 years. And I just like refresh it every once in a while. But, we just leave it up. It generates revenue, it gets people in our funnel. And then anytime I want to kind of accelerate the number of people coming into the funnel, I run Facebook ads. And Facebook ads is not where you're going to want to start. Where you want to start is first creating an opt-in that works. And it works by getting people to sign up. So if you create an opt-in and it's kind of falling flat, then you probably just have to rework it or just offer a variety of opt-ins. And I'm going to be showing you examples of that today. I'm sorry. I thought that I am on Do Not Disturb, and yet I'm still getting notifications. Okay, sorry about that. All right, I am also here to answer any questions that you might have, either related to this topic or Living Plate RX in general, or meal planning or content creation. We do have people joining us on YouTube and LinkedIn, and also, of course, in our private Facebook group. If you are on YouTube and LinkedIn, I strongly encourage you to join our Facebook group. It's called Scale Your Nutrition Practice. And then you can be an active part of this conversation. And that is where the video will remain. All right. So the roles of opt-ins for kind of your marketing machine. Number one, to build your email list. Your email list you own. It's one of the most valuable assets in your practice is your email. Of course, your clients are valuable assets too, but the email list is a huge asset because at any one time you can run paid products to that. Number two, it supports you with engaging potential clients. Like even if somebody doesn't opt in to what you're offering right at that moment, it just, can stick with them in their head if your messaging resonates with them. And then the next time they happen on it, they can opt in and give you their email. And then also really great thing to note about opt-ins. And one of the last things we talk about is like the landing page to the email kind of sequencing piece of it. That's more kind of the tech side of it, the tactical side of it. But with an opt-in, you can segment your leads based on a lot of things, right? What kinds of opt-ins did they engage in? If it was a paid opt-in, that's a very hot lead. If it was a freebie, if it was just like a handout or an ebook, still a great lead and worthy of following up on, but definitely not as hot as somebody who has already made the decision to pay you something, right? So they gave you the first thing of value, which was their email, and then the second thing of value, which was money, right? So when people opt in to different opt-ins and they get sent to your email, because that's ultimately what happens, your email management service, you can tag them, right? So this person is tagged for this content bundle. This person was tagged for the challenge. This person was tagged for the email series. You can see we're going to be talking about a lot of really exciting and fun things to do. For those of you who are joining me right now, I want you to type in what is one of your opt-ins for your practice. Now, if you don't have an opt-in yet, think about something that you might want to offer. Maybe it's an ebook or a content bundle or a challenge. Type that in here and let us know, what are you currently doing? And perhaps what do you want to do? I will say that some practitioners, and really leaders in the field too, still offer the opt-in of join my newsletter. Now, somebody's going to join your newsletter if they already know you and kind of buy into the value that you're going to be delivering them weekly. But that's not really the best place to start, especially if you're getting started. So you want to go much higher value than just join my newsletter. Something similar might be, sign up for this email series. That could be really, really great place to start for you. Donna is saying that she wants to do a challenge. Perfect. Oh, Donna, we have tons of support for you. We actually have a pre-built challenge for you that you can modify for your audience. So that'll be great. All right, moving on to what makes a really good opt-in, right? Like what makes it compelling enough that somebody's going to give you their email address. Number one, first and foremost, is value. Now, value doesn't necessarily mean quantity. Value could mean that you are solving a really big problem for your ideal customer avatar pretty quickly. Like, here is a checklist to get this outcome, or here is an ebook to support you with getting this outcome. That outcome has to be super, super high value. It's not, here's a meal plan. Well, I mean, meal plans are a dime a dozen now, right? So just offering that alone as opt-in is not going to be how you need to really beef it up a little bit more to speak specifically to a problem that they're experiencing. And if the meal plan helps solve that problem, and we're going to talk about that a little bit, then great. Then you can do the meal plan, but you have to build some other things around it. So it just has to be high value enough that they're like, yep, I am going to give Marcia or Jerry or Jessica my email address in exchange for this really high value item. It also has to be relevant. It has to closely relate to your services and also, paint a picture for your ideal customers, your potential customers. Like how is the services of this practitioner going to change my life? How is it relevant to me? So it has to be super, super relevant to your target audience. So we're not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about creating a persona or your ICA. I kind of do that ad nauseum almost on the podcast. So if you haven't listened to the podcast, you're going to want to check that out. The Nutrition Content Creator Podcast. It's on Apple and Spotify and all the channels. We really spend quite a bit of time talking about not just identifying your ideal customer avatar, but really understanding how to make your content relevant to them. Really important. Number 3, simplicity. Now, a challenge is, doesn't always necessarily have simplicity as a descriptor, right? Sometimes it's a little bit more involved, but that's okay as long as you're offering something else. I wouldn't just offer a challenge. Challenge is super, super high value, but it's also only appropriate for those who are ready for it, right? So thinking about your ideal customer avatar and where they are on the stages of health behavior change. If they're not ready to take that leap, then they're not going to give you their email, but maybe a checklist will be good, or a pantry list, something like that. And then clarity. You want to be really, really clear about what the person is going to be getting in exchange for their email, right? You're going to download this e-guide and this ebook or this checklist, or you're going to participate in this challenge. And this is what's going to happen. This is the benefit that you are going to get from it. All right. So, Hillary just dropped the link to our podcast. Thank you, Hillary. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the podcast because that's where I offer one of my high value opt-ins. Weekly opt-ins. All right. Jerry is saying that she wants the opt-in to be a free nutrition assessment. Hey, Jerry, I am so excited to hear you say that because we are, and it's probably going to be, because we have a lot on our plate right now, pun completely intended, probably going to be about another 6 to 7 weeks until we have the BioScreen assessment tool embedded into Living Plate RX. We're running a pilot first on that, but you are going to be able to issue assessments. What's cool about and this is a great opt-in, Jerry. I'm so glad you brought it up. Thank you so much. The great thing about the BioScreen assessment tool is that the person who opts into it and who takes the assessment gets a score. And who doesn't love that, right? It kind of gamifies, the assessment process, and also gives them something tangible. Like, remember I said clarity. You have to be really, really clear about what they're going to be getting. If you take this assessment that Jerry is going to be offering, you are going to be getting a healthy eating index score that has been validated in research. And let's say your score is at 65. That is awesome. But then Jerry's going to follow up and say, wow, that's really great. Let's talk about how we can get you to 70. Because a 5-point increase in healthy eating index score is statistically significant, right? So if somebody comes in, they take it, 65, I'm going to get you to 70. Oh, Jerry, you've got me all excited now. And my voice, you can tell my voice is accelerating in volume and pace, and because I'm getting excited. So Jerry, that is going to be an absolutely brilliant tool, not just for you, but for all of our community to use as a super high value opt-in. It's high value. So it's going to meet all the criteria, right? We talked about high value, the assessment tool, super high value. It's very unique too. Not everybody's going to be able to offer it. It's relevant, right? People are looking to you to help them meet their health goals with food. So a dietary intake assessment is perfect. It's simple. This tool is a visual tool. So your ideal customer avatar is going to be able to look at pictures and answer questions really easily. And then it's very clear. At the end, they're going to get a score and you will follow up with them. Oh, hi, Noelle. Good to see you here. All right. So that kind of checks all the boxes. So when you're thinking about what tool you want to select, and we're going to be moving on to that shortly, I want you to kind of go back to these elements. I am going to be creating a business tool, an ebook out of this conversation. It's also going to be our podcast next week. So you'll be able to opt into that, and you'll be able to see these elements, and you can kind of use them as a checklist. So you want to make sure it hits value. So high value, It's got to be better than a handout. It's got to be better than a meal plan. It's got to be better than, opt into my newsletter. It has to be super relevant to your ideal customer avatar and the outcome that they're looking for. Has to be super simple, kind of straightforward. You lay it out for them and really clearly state what's going to happen. They're going to download this guide and this will happen, right, for them. All right. So let's move on. So now we've covered kind of the role of an opt-in. We've also talked about the elements of a high converting opt-in. Now I want to talk about, before we talk about selecting your opt-in, I want to talk about the tools required. This is so interesting because we get hung up on that a little bit, right? We're not, our group, like I'm tech curious. And I think that a lot of us are because we're in science and we're always looking at technology to help us improve our practices, but it can be intimidating simply because I think there's so many options out there in terms of what tools you can use to make this work. Now, remember, this opt-in is part of your sales funnel, which is marketing, right? It is sales and marketing. It is not necessarily practice management. So while you can use your EHR to, generate interest in your services and collect emails, not the best tool for a sales and marketing funnel, right? You want a sales and marketing tool for that, and we'll talk about that. If you don't have access to an email list provider or a tool that generates landing pages, you can certainly start with your EHR, but long term, that's not going to be the way that you're going to be able to accelerate growth. All right. Any other opt-ins? Tell me what kind of opt-in you want to create. Jessica is saying, I haven't created an opt-in yet, but I'm thinking to get started with sharing a recipe or 1-day meal plan. So Jessica, when we get to talking about building out, selecting your opt-in, we'll cover that a little bit. It's got to be higher value than a recipe or a meal plan, unless you're delivering it on like a weekly or daily basis. So let's say you do an email series and you deliver a recipe every day for 7 days, something like that. So the base idea is awesome. Let's just ratchet it up and add more value. You really have to hit all the marks, all of the elements of a captivating opt-in to make it work really well for you. I'm sure if you posted a meal plan or recipes, people would opt into it, but you want volume. Like the idea is to get as many emails as possible. All right. So let's talk a little bit about tools and what kinds of tools you have available to you to create opt-ins. Now, an opt-in is not a set it and forget it situation. Like you should create maybe 3 or 4 opt-ins, put them in different areas. And I'm going to actually visually take you into different areas today where opt-ins can be created. So 3 or 4, find a few that really work. And how are you going to know they work? You're going to look at the data, like how many people signed up for this opt-in, and pick 1 or 2 that are doing really, really well, and then just recycle the others, edit them, right? Make them better. If one is not working, then just, take it out back, like just get rid of it and start again. This is where access to the Living Plate RX library is really going to help you. Now, I see a lot of our members are on with us today. Oh, hi, Kathy. I see a lot of our members are on with us today. You have access to, just thousands of pages of content that you can use for an opt-in. So at our next topic is going to be selecting your opt-in. You will have plenty of options to choose from. So one of the key tools is going to be your Living Plate RX library. You have recipes, you have meal plans, you have ebooks, you have handouts, you have challenges, you have cooking videos, you've got it all. You've got everything that you need to create a really high value opt-in for your ideal customer avatar. And that's where you're going to start, is really going to be the library. So that's tool number 1. Tool number 2 is Canva. At this point, I think we're all pretty much on board with Canva being like one of the greatest design tools for practitioners. Really easy to use, very low cost, and just makes you look like a real pro. Now, if you are a member of Living Plate RX, all of our content is pre-designed. So all you have to do is pull it into Canva and redesign it. So saving you tons of time. If you're not a Living Plate RX member yet, then you can inside of Canva, you can create your opt-in. I would create it on a separate document first, like a Google Doc or a Word, and then get it into Canva and design it. But you can do that there too. So Canva, kind of a system requirement, I would say. ChatGPT, not a requirement, but Boy, is it super helpful. So I had a podcast go live this morning. I want you to listen to that. It's the 3 reasons why your course isn't selling. And I created an ebook and I had a lot to say about this and I just couldn't really organize my thoughts. And I had ChatGPT help me out in terms of, or I said, here's who I am, here's who you are, this is what I want to create. Please help me create a table of contents for this. And it was a really great partner for creating the opt-ins. So you don't want to use ChatGPT to just like auto generate opt-ins. That's not going to be totally helpful, but it helps you get unstuck and it also helps you expand your content and add more value. ChatGPT will think of things a lot quicker. Like ultimately you'll probably get to that, but ChatGPT just kind of accelerates the process and can pump out a huge volume of content. And then you can cherry pick, okay, this is what I want to expand. And then you work with ChatGPT as your partner to kind of expand that. Absolutely infuse yourself, infuse your practice, infuse your philosophy into all of it. But it's a great tool to use. And if you're not using ChatGPT, the free or the paid version, it's going to be really hard for you to constantly, generate these opt-ins. So start getting comfortable with it. Hillary just posted the link for 3 reasons why your course isn't selling. That just dropped this morning. And if you want to see what the opt-in looks like, you can just click in the show notes. It's there. All right. We had a question. Oh, hold on. I saw a question come through and now I lost it. All right. I'm sorry about that. I'll get any question that you guys are asking inside of the Facebook group. I will go back to and I'll tag you and answer that question. Oh, hi, Barbara. Great to see you here. Okay. All right. So the tools now. Living Plate RX Library, absolutely meal planning tool as well, recipes, all the resources you need. Canva to help you design a really beautiful opt-in. ChatGPT, which can help you modify the content from your Living Plate RX library, expand your content, and really just accelerate the whole process. Then we have a landing page tool. So you're going to need to be able to collect an email address. So you need a landing page. So basically type your name and your email here. There's a lot of opinions about what makes the best landing page in terms of structure. I'm going to show you a few today. I would use one of each and just, figure out what works best for you. The more you're delivering and the more you're asking for, I'm going to show you my paid opt-in, the more extensive your landing page has to be. That actually becomes a sales page then. But if you go to my podcast and you take a look at those opt-ins, which are called the Content Cure, you'll see it's really simple. It's just name and email, and you immediately get access to that content. I don't email it to you. I get your email, and then you immediately go to a thank you page, and you receive the content as a download. Okay, Hillary, if I'm missing some questions, if you could just repost them for me, that'd be great. Oh, hi, Arena. Good to see you here. Okay, so landing page tool, Living Plate RX Library, Canva, ChatGPT, landing page tool. Next, email service. You have to have one. Again, most of you who have EHRs, you do have the ability to manage emails inside of your EHR. I just find that for top of the funnel across the board for our members and practitioners that we work with, for the top of the funnel activities, it can be a barrier to that flow, right? Because in order for somebody to join your EHR, they have to be onboarded, right? For a freebie, nobody wants to be onboarded. Like, just give me the freebie. I'll be on my way. If I see value, I'll come back, right? And of course, they're going to be on your emails. So you're going to be kind of nurturing them and offering them more value to just kind of keep you top of mind. So the last tool that we're talking about is an email service. So something like a ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, Go High Level. I use String Marketing's String Connect, and it is amazing because it's all in one. I can create my landing pages, which I'm going to show you a landing page that I created all by myself. It's not perfect. We're still working on it, but it was just click and drag, really simple inside of String Connect. And then all of those emails go inside of String Connect for me. And so I use currently ActiveCampaign, and we are transitioning over to String Connect, which I'm really excited about because it does everything there. All right. So your email service is going to not only collect the emails, but it's going to help you manage the emails. Remember, I said you're probably going to, if you haven't listened from the beginning, we did talk about creating more than one opt-in. You're going to want to have at least 3 or 4 opt-ins in different places, right? Some on social media, some on podcasts, some on your website. You're going to want those all over, sprinkle them around, and you're going to want to tag people based on what opt-in they opted into. If somebody opts into my paid content bundle, super, super hot lead. That person is going to get different kinds of attention than somebody who just downloaded an ebook. Both are good leads, but it's just kind of, one turns up the heat kind of in terms of a hot lead. And so you just want to make sure that you tag them when they come into your email service. Initially, just kind of start the flow going. And then you can, if you're not comfortable knowing how to tag, then, don't let that be a barrier. Just kind of get it going. And then you can do that later. Oh, hi, Betsy. Good to see you. Betsy is our video production manager. Wow, Betsy, the salads for this month look really, really good. So now now that Betsy is on with us, we can talk about the types of opt-ins, because the content that Betsy Ramirez, who's a registered dietitian and does a lot of our video production, the content that she helps us with is super high value cooking videos, super high value. And this is the second month now where we usually do pans and hands, and we've removed the hands. So now it's just pans. So it's pans and ingredients. And so Betsy is currently working on producing these big summer salads where there are no hands, right? So it's a lot of pouring, mixing with, I guess, long tools, Betsy, right? And they're going to be really, really great for you to use as opt-ins. Maybe you'll build them in as part of an email series, for example. So let's talk about, everybody good? Is this all making sense? Just type in "makes sense" in comments if this is making sense to you guys. And if you have any questions so far about creating the opt-ins. If you're just joining us, we're talking about creating captivating opt-ins. And a captivating opt-in is one that resonates with your ideal customer avatar and has so much value that they're willing to give you their email for it. That's a captivating opt-in. We talked about the role of opt-ins, the elements of high converting opt-ins. We also talked about the tools required. And now we're going to talk about selecting your opt-in. Donna is saying, love it. Great, Donna. Tell me what you're liking about this conversation right now, Donna, because I'm loving it. It's inspiring me to refresh my opt-ins. I have to get through, the launch that we're doing right now, and then I need a refresh on my opt-ins. Tell me what you're loving about this, Donna. Jessica saying makes sense. Jerry too. Okay, perfect, great. Okay, let's move on to selecting your opt-in. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Let's just talk through them first, and then I'll just kind of take you in and out of some screen sharing. So these are just examples, and I'm going to give you, what do I have listed here? I'm just referring to a list because I didn't want to forget a bit here. I have 4 opt-ins that we're going to review, but as we talk about them, please feel free to ask me questions about them. Shout out ideas that you might have. If something inspires you, say, yes, I'm going to do 1, I'm going to do 2. I would love for everybody who is on this call with me today to commit to creating at least 1 opt-in. And now when you create an opt-in, full circle, I'm going to create the opt-in, I'm going to build a simple landing page, and I'm going to get it running to my email service. Okay, I want you to commit. Hillary is saying it's going to be such an asset to your practice, right? Somebody is saying that they're really excited about the health score, the assessment tool. That's going to be a great opt-in. Yes, this assessment tool we are launching is going to be a huge asset to our members. All right, Donna is saying so much great content here. Let me show this, Donna, if you don't mind. I'm going to pull this up here. Hold on. Oh, all right. I am. Okay, now I can't show your content. Oh, your comment. Oh, well, okay. So Donna is saying, so much great content. I love the way it is flowing from one great tool to the next. Easy to understand. I am totally non-tech savvy, so this is perfect for me. Great. And you know what, Donna, this live Q&A strategy call is going to be next week's podcast, and we're going to add some more value to it. And I will take all of this content, I'll package it into a high value ebook for you. It'll be just like a checklist. Like if you want to create an opt-in, this is what you have to consider, and this is what you have to do. A lot of the content that I offer as part of an opt-in on my podcast is very tactical. It's like you will get to do things. Like that's the idea, right? I love theory. I'm all about evidence-based theory and practice, whether it's nutrition or marketing, but we got to just got to do it, right? And so that's what we're going to help you with, Donna. Terrific. Okay. All right. So types of opt-ins. We've talked about, I guess Jessica had brought up maybe a meal plan and some recipes. So yes, meal plans continue to have some kind of value, but they are ubiquitous. And it doesn't take much for, especially with ChatGPT, for anybody to offer a meal plan. So you have to make it higher value. And I would say to consider potentially creating a 1-week meal plan ebook. So let's say that your ideal customer avatar is somebody who's been touched by hypertension, for example. They're experiencing symptoms of hypertension. They're looking at a lifetime of being on medications for hypertension. Like that's a pain point, right? So potentially creating an ebook specifically for that person. And then you can outline exactly how this meal plan ebook is going to help get them started, right? With a plan. There's 1 week of dinners, maybe. So a week of dinners that will support management of hypertension. Now, why this is effective is that it's the what. So the meal plan is the what that you're going to be offering them. But I want you to consider the how, right? So they have this meal plan. Now, how are they going to use it? The higher value opt-ins are going to offer both of those, right? So hold on. I want to, let me just add this to the stage real quick. There we go. Actually, let me just come back here for one more second before we go here. Sorry about that. So the 1-week meal plan ebook, great idea. Pull recipes from your meal plan, or you can even generate the ebook there if you want, or you can, build something really pretty inside of Canva. You can use one of our recipe packs. And let's just say you want to offer, 6 dinners that are going to help you control your blood pressure this week, like very, very specific, super high value. And then you're going to add this layer of how are you going to be executing these meals? And you're going to be using the mealtime method planning guide. So the mealtime method is basically a structure for operationalizing a meal plan, right? So you have your grocery list and you have your food, and then you have your meal plan, but it's not simply making those 6 recipes. Like making 6 new recipes in a week is not possible. So you have to walk them through this is how you are going to use this guide. I want you to pick 2 of these recipes and I want you to make them this week. And this is how you are going to approach that. So giving them a framework makes it much higher value. So the 2 tools that you would use inside of Living Plate RX would be your meal planner, right? To select recipes. You could use inside the library, you could use recipe packs. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. I can open this up now. I can share with you. Let me go into, all right. So here is your meal planner, which fresh new look guy. Who likes a fresh new look? Clapping hand emojis for those who like the new dashboard look. We're about to add some really great functionality for you guys, but we needed to update the look first. Give me a clapping hand emoji if you like the new look of your meal planner. It's pretty sharp. Thank you, Chris, for doing this. Chris is our tech lead who supports us behind the curtain. He's like the wizard behind the curtain. We say, make this happen, and he makes it happen. So you can add your own recipes if you want to here, and then you can just print this, download it as a PDF and offer that as part of an ebook. You can drag it into your signature planner and generate an ebook, or you can really just copy, super easy. See, I'm doing it right here. Copy and paste the recipe into, one of the pre-formatted ebooks that we have for you in your library. So you can go to your meal plans, pick any one of these meal plans that you want to pluck recipes from. So that's your meal planner. And then let's go into, let's see, here we go. Here's the library. So we have, let's go to the front page here. Just go back. Oh, lots of clapping hand emojis. So, thanks for the heart, Hillary. That's great. All right. So you have here cooking videos, ebooks, handouts, social media content. All of these you can use for your opt-in, but I'm talking specifically now about a meal plan as well as the mealtime method. The cooking videos can be, you can link these into your ebook. Like, how cool would that be? I would be thrilled if I gave you my email and you sent me this ebook with six. Let me just open this up so that you guys can see six recipes with cooking videos that will support me with managing my hypertension, or will support me with managing my blood sugar, or will support me with my energy levels, right? It's all here. Jerry is saying super. Thank you, Jerry. So these are all here. You can just pick through go through these. Most of these actually for hypertension, really appropriate. It's also for blood sugar management. But you can click on any one of these videos, take a look at it, and decide if you're going to include it into your opt-in or not. And you would just include it as a hyperlink. Really, really easy to do. If you don't know how to create a hyperlink for a recipe, you're going to go to my Instagram page, and this is an opt-in, right? I show you how to embed a cooking video. It's a tutorial. How do you do that? Step by step. So you can follow that and embed a cooking video into your meal plan. So those are just a few things that you can add to a meal plan along with the framework to make it super high value. All right. So I hope for those, I think it was Jessica who said you were thinking about a meal plan. I hope that gave you a ton of ideas. Right. So yes to the recipes, yes to the ebook, but make sure you incorporate some meal planning strategies as well as some high value content like video. Next, we can talk about a weekly email series. Now, this could be like the answer to sign up for my newsletter. Well, get more specific. Remember, you want to be specific and clear. Signing up for my newsletter is way, way too general. What's going to happen if they sign up for your newsletter? Receive a recipe with a cooking video every week. Right now, you have to commit to that. When I was in practice, I used to have Test Kitchen Tuesday. It was part of a live series that I used to run on Facebook and Instagram, especially during COVID. But then I also did Test Kitchen Tuesday emails. I would send out the recipes that I was actually preparing live on Facebook. So again, high value. And what was cool about that opt-in was that I would go live in Facebook or Instagram. And this was before ManyChat. So I think I still have it in the library. Like, how do you build out that automation using Google Docs? Boy, and Zap, that was something else. Now you have ManyChat, so it's a lot easier. But I would go live with Test Kitchen Tuesday. And let's say I was creating 2 recipes. I would say comment recipes below, and I'll send you the recipes for this, this demonstration. And I collected a significant amount of emails over the course of 2 years. Like, I did it, I think, straight for 2 years, pretty much every week. And I also did the Thursday digital dinner parties on Thursday, where I did specifically dinner recipes. But I would go live and I'd say comment recipes. Now I would use ManyChat. I'm going to show you what that looks like. I use ManyChat. So the recipes would be automatically delivered to them in exchange for their email. But you can use Zapier as well. It's just a little bit more manual. Okay, so weekly Test Kitchen Tuesday doesn't have to be Test Kitchen Tuesday. You should make up your own word for it, but it's effective as an opt-in because it helps, like, with regular engagement. It keeps you top of mind for your clients. Super high value, super specific, super relevant. Remember, I want to keep referring back to these elements because they are super important. Value, relevance, simplicity, and clarity. Everything that I'm sharing with you right now, from that meal plan, framework, and cooking videos, value, relevance, simplicity, and clarity. Right now, we're talking about doing an email series or having them opt into a weekly email, right? Super high value because you're going to load value into that email for them. It's relevant because all of the conversations that you're going to be having in that email and that series will target what their concerns and their problems are. Really simple for them because it's just going to go to their email, and then it's clear about what outcome they're going to get. All right. Number 3, a content bundle. One of my favorite, it's kind of like a mini library. I think that's why I'm obsessed about it so much. I love this idea. I love this idea of offering a content bundle. You typically see it in the B2B space. So I'll show you my content bundle now So now we're going to do a little show and tell. Oh wait, was I still sharing my screen? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I was talking to the screen like I was looking at you. All right, now we're going to go back to the stage here and I want to show you. Here it is. Okay. So we have to fix the format of this a little bit, but this is my page for my paid opt-in. So this is a very high value. It's like over $2,000 worth of content for $37. And because it's a content bundle, I have to do a lot of explaining. Like, how is this going to solve your problem? I even have a sales video here. So for those of you who already have like opt-ins and freebies running, and you might want to consider a paid opt-in, we can support you with that with all this kind of content. This is a landing page, also considered a sales page. So you can see a lot of information about what is included in this content vault. I actually didn't start with what's in it. I started with how it's going to solve their problem, right? And how this is kind of social proof here, right? We've had over 4,000 people already opt into this bundle. And so we have a lot of feedback on what they like and what they don't like, and we modified it accordingly. So I'm just going to just keep scrolling down here, and you can see I've make it very clear what's included. I have some social proof here, and then here is our sneak peek at what's included with just little explanations. Do not get overwhelmed by this, right? Oops, see, got to fix something here. A little bit behind the scenes here. Do not get overwhelmed by this. You don't have to create this. This is really only for a paid content bundle. You can do a free content bundle, and a free content bundle can be something as simple as this. All right. This is can you see this now? Hold on. Let me come to the studio. Yep. Okay, perfect. So make sure you're able to see this. This is my landing page for the podcast. This was my latest podcast. And when people are listening, I will let them know that there is a content cure that they can download in the show notes. I'm going to go through the show notes here and take you down here. Here is my link to download the resource. And this is the landing page. That's it. So if you want to be super simple and just offer a download or an opt-in, all you need is an email, first name, last name. I prefer to collect first name, last name. It does not impact my download rates if I exclude the last name. There are some people who believe you should just do first name and email, but I've tested it and it never really impacted the number of downloads. So I would prefer to have first and last name. So that's it. Doesn't go any further than this. So if you have a paid product, you might need to do something a little bit more extensive like this. I call this the Nutrition Content Vault. Again, very popular in the B2B space, but I believe that they could do really, really well at the private practice level, where you're offering a vault, a library, a collection of really high value materials to support somebody with getting a transformation, right? A quick win. All right, any questions on the landing page so far? So we have kind of the short. I'm going to take you through some gurus here who, Amy Porterfield, right? Pro on building email lists, just kind of reverse engineer it, right? Look what the pros are doing. She teaches a course on building your email list. This is how she does it. She offers a variety of resources and a variety of formats. You can see she has email list starter guide, get your money on the side guide. And this speaks specifically to her ideal customer avatar. I'm just going to click the free resource here. And this is how simple it is. Just a very short pop-up page, first name and email, right? Tell them what they're going to get and tell them what it's going to help them do. Really, really simple. Here's another one. This is Jenna Kutcher, right? Another pro. She has a tab on her website for freebies. It's just all freebies, high value freebies, and a variety. This is a guide. This is a challenge. This is a download, a planner. She has a lot of variety. So when you're thinking about, start with one opt-in, but when you're thinking about, what you want to create, you can do more than one, and you should create a variety of content. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here I want to show you. Let's just go back here. Hold on, sorry. I have a couple of tabs open. Oh, Hillary just posted the tutorial on how to embed a video into content. So go ahead and take a look at that. All right. So the content bundle is effective because it's provides significant value. You can charge for a content bundle, but if you've never charged for any opt-in before, start with a free content bundle. Something, like if you're going to do like a meal plan and cooking videos and recipes, you're starting to get close to like this idea of a content bundle. So you can build it out like that. You can have a graphic that represents all of these wonderful resources that they're going to get just for their email, right? So the higher the value, the easier the click is going to be. You can dive into your Living Plate RX library and just like have fun. Like there's so much content that you can use. Let me just share my screen again with you here, if I can find it. Here we go, Jeannie. There we go. All right, we're in the library here now. These are cooking videos. Hillary just posted that tutorial on how you can embed cooking videos into your opt-in. Just go back here. But look at this. You have the cooking videos, you have ebooks, plenty of ebooks, tons of hundreds of handouts, even the social media content. There's a lot of great nuggets in there too. Here is a basics knife and skills equipment course. Really simple. Let me just take you inside here because this could be an idea for some of you. Look at this. It just takes you through apple, bell pepper, carrot, celery, cucumber, onion, and potato. Like, how do you prep each one of those? And each one of these, it's prepped 4 different ways. So, for example, the apple is slice, thinly slice, chop, and dice. And what you can do if you wanted to create this, challenge to improve your cooking skills, if people are really struggling in the kitchen and they need your support, this could be a great place to start. You can bundle recipes and cooking videos on top of it. So go into your meal planner, find some apple recipes or 1 or 2, and add them to the content bundle. And then you can build this kind of basics, knife skills and equipment course into that, like a challenge. It's really short, but lots of cool. Let me just show you a lot of really cool videos. Really simple, very bright, very clean. All of these different vegetables done different ways. Could be a nice thing for the summer, especially for summer salad season, I would think. All right, let's go back to the library here and handouts. Of course, we have courses. You can pick out any content that you want. If you focus on nutrition and reducing cancer risk, you could open up that course and collection and just find materials that you want to use. So you don't have to hunt and peck so much. This is by topic, right? So if that is your ideal customer avatar, we've got all of those materials in one nice, neat little package for you to select from. All right. Let me just come back to hello. There we are. Great. All right. How you guys doing? All right. You feeling good? Are you thinking about what you might want to do? If you already know what you're going to do, I want you to share it in the comments. Hi, Ann. Welcome. I want you to share in comments what you're thinking about doing. So we've talked about, I'm offering 4 ideas here, but you're not limited to 4 ideas. We have a 1-week kind of meal plan or recipe ebook paired with mealtime method framework and some recipes and cooking videos. We also have weekly like email test kitchen Tuesday, sending recipes, sending videos. That's a great opt-in, or an email series. In your library, you have access to now plenty of email series. We've been publishing them since January, and we do it every month for our members. There are either 3 or 4 email series that highlight just a specific grouping of recipes. And the recipes are kind of baked into the email series. Fantastic opt-in. Oh, I wanted to show you who's doing that. I did have a show and tell on that. Hold on. Let me come back here. So there it is. Our friends at Nourish and Thrive. So Elisa England and Ellen Petrosino, who used to work with me at Living Plate, they told me they're avid listeners of the podcast. And these ladies put into action what we're teaching. And they just do it brilliantly. And they just came out with Bigger Flavors, Fewer Ingredients. It's an email series. And let me just show you what their opt-in is here. Really simple. Look, first name, last name, email, done. And they actually had it all on one page. So you can do it as a pop-up, or you can just have it re-navigate to the form. This is called a form where you're going to collect it. Now, these people are going to be sent to, this is Elisa here, and this is Ellen. It's going to be sent to their email and it's going to trigger a series. So it's very automated. Elisa and Ellen are not going to have to manually add people to anything. These people are going to be pushed right into a list that will automate the series for them. And then, of course, they'll be added to the greater email list where Elisa and Ellen can nurture them to paying clients. So I love this. They sent out an email advertising this opt-in. So really, really great work, Elisa and Ellen. Really, really appreciate the work that you do. All right. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about let me just move this over here. On the selection of an opt-in, the last one I want to offer was like an evergreen 1-week challenge. So Elisa and Ellen are doing an evergreen. They can do an evergreen right now. I think they're starting it on a specific day, but you could run an evergreen email series if you wanted to, and you could also run an evergreen challenge. So challenges are really not everybody's going to opt into a challenge, first of all. So when you're creating your opt-ins, your 4 different opt-ins, your 3 or 4 different opt-ins, I want you to create opt-ins for people at every stage of change, like kind of on your health behavior stages of change continuum. People who sign up for challenges are already like in motivation and action stage, like I'm ready to go. If they're unsure, they're probably not going to be signing up for a challenge, right? If they're just thinking about change or they're not totally motivated yet, something kind of that's not going to have a bigger ask of them is going to be more appropriate and will get you better opt-in rates. So just kind of mix it up. I think if you have access to Living Play Direct, if you're a member, building out a challenge is really simple. It's really fun because you can just decide what do I want to include and then just go shopping in the library basically and pick out it's free, but basically pick out what you want and then build out this challenge, and it can be the gift that keeps on giving. So creating a 1-week challenge will, it can help participants or people who are opting in just on a deeper level, right? It is, yes, they get quick wins, but they can get a quick win from a checklist. They can get a quick win from an ebook. This is just taking a deeper dive into behavior change, right? And it doesn't require that you be present. I'm talking about an evergreen challenge, not one where you're showing up. And you want to design a challenge that's really simple, but impactful and super, super relevant. Again, getting back to those elements. Jessica is saying fewer ingredients is the key to my heart as a mom. Right, Jessica. So you'll love that email series that we dropped. I think that was last month's email series, which was, just basically keeping it simple. The 6 ingredients, like the chicken cacciatore and the cod with the fennel and tomatoes and it's all like 1 pan in the oven done. We did a tofu curry, no sauteing, no nothing, just put it in the oven and it comes out great, right? So yeah, Jessica, you're definitely going to want to check that out and see how you can modify that to speak to your ideal customer avatar. So that could be a great place to start, Jessica. Anybody else have an idea of what they want to create? Mandy, Donna, tell me, what kinds of things are you thinking of? Jerry, what kind of an opt-in are you thinking of creating? Even if you have one, come up with another idea that you might want to do. All right, now we're going to move on to, just come over here to hello. And so we talked about selecting your opt-in, and now we're going to talk about kind of setting up your landing page and collecting emails. That's really, it's a 2-step process, but not really. It's kind of all in one. Your landing page can be super short. Like I just showed you on the podcast, just name and email, opt in, and it brings them directly to the place, the thank you page, where they can download their materials. Now, if it's an email series, they're not going to be downloading anything, but think about the opportunity for having a landing page go to a thank you page, right? You're always going to have a thank you page because otherwise people are like, did I get the opt-in or didn't I? And it's happened to me before. I'm like, wait a minute, do I have to go like check my emails now just to make sure that I got it? Like you want to be super clear. Remember, clarity is element number 4 that we want to hit on with these opt-ins. Be really clear about what's going to happen. So they're going to give you their name and email, and then you're going to take them to a thank you page. Now, any technology that you use to build out your landing page will enable you to build out the thank you page, which is essentially just another landing page, but you're not collecting information, you're giving information. So one of the best uses, I love this. One of the best uses for a thank you page is a video. of you welcoming them to kind of your community. So imagine this, somebody opts into your 1 week meal plan with recipes and cooking videos, and they're really excited about getting started with managing their blood sugar, for example. They enter their email and then they're brought immediately to this thank you page, which is a video of you. And maybe you offer them something else. Say, hey, check out your email. It doesn't have to be highly produced, really simple. You can even shoot it on your phone. Just say, welcome to my community. Introduce yourself, really connect with them. I'm here to help you. We've just sent, whatever it was, the download to, or just sent you an email confirming that you're going to be receiving whatever it is you promised. But then you can also offer it as a link below, right? So, down below is a link to the ebook that I promised you. And here's how it's going to help you get the transformation that you're looking for. So that's a conversation that you can have. One of my podcasts focused on sales videos and unique value proposition, you're going to want to listen to that one because it walks you. I give you a script of what to say on a sales video. It can be really short, and it's going to be something like, let me just show you but when I say sales video, what I'm talking about. This right here, this is a sales video. Right. So oh, oh, I can't stop it now. Stop. Okay. Sorry about that. That is the sales page. Okay. That was me connecting with whoever it was that was considering opting in. So that was even before they opted in. I wouldn't put a sales video on your collection, your email collection page, unless it's a paid product. But if it's just a free opt-in, you can just put that video onto your thank you page. But how cool is that, right? Just to really connect with them, short, less than a minute. Welcome, click down below. I can't wait to see you, for Test Kitchen Tuesday or whatever it is. Okay. So your thank you page. So your landing page, collect the email, go to a thank you page so that they can actually download the content. But you also will want to email them the content too, because sometimes, let's say somebody opts in to your captivating opt-in on their cell phone, they're not always going to want to download your content actually on their cell phone. They're going to want to wait until they get in front of their computer. So just let them know. I've also emailed you, and you're going to want to send that email with the download as well. All right. Everything clear? You guys good? All right. So the landing pages and the email integration, pick a landing page tool. We had a question in our Facebook group this week about how, where do I create my landing pages? Most website hosts now give you the ability, like WordPress, obviously, but also Wix. You can build a landing page. I use String Connect, which is built as part of my WordPress site. So I can build really beautiful landing pages. That landing page that you saw, I built myself on String Connect. Not done yet, but working on it. We're going to be launching that paid product again, probably in about 5 or 6 weeks. So just find a landing page host that works for you. Some email services, most actually, offer simple landing pages. And you could also use something like a Teachable or Kajabi if you're using those platforms as hosts for content as well. That they're pretty easy. And most of the landing pages, again, take some time if you're not so tech savvy. You could hire somebody really not, pretty inexpensively to build a landing page for you, but building them is not a heavy lift at all. And it's really great if you're like in it and you can infuse it with your practice philosophy and your words. It's really great. All right. And then the collecting of the emails, they get zapped over, not zapped, but your landing page has the technology to send, hopefully, your emails to your email host. If they don't, then you'll have to zap them. That's why I use the word Zapier. I'm having to use Zapier less and less and less in my business because so many of these platforms integrate with each other. So I use Kajabi for some of my sales funnels, but again, now I'm transitioning over to String Connect, and everything is all in one place. So it's really, really beautiful. So they get sent to the email, and then you build out your email series there as a follow-up. So let's see, what else did the thank you page we talked about, right? So landing page, thank you page, and then sending them to your emails. Now, once they're on your email list, you need to work it, right? So if they signed up for an email series, you're going to want to deliver that email series on said date. But then they also get added to your master list where they receive weekly emails from you or every other week, whatever you're willing to commit to. It doesn't have to be weekly if that's too much, but you want to stay in constant communication. Again, this is a high value lead. This is somebody who has said, I want to hear from you. It's not like a social media follower. Somebody who gives you their email has given you permission to communicate with them. They can opt out at any time, but they have given you permission. They've raised their hand. So make sure that you continue to have a conversation with them, and that will help nurture them through your funnel. And a certain percentage of those people will eventually opt into your paid services. Jerry's saying, thank you so much, Jeannie. I have to go back to work, but this is the first good dip of my toe into creating content. That's amazing, Jerry. Great. And Jerry, the recording will be on the Facebook page. So make sure that you check that out. Okay. All right. That's it. I think that we're at the end here now. So creating captivating opt-ins, we covered today. And again, you can listen to the recording. I'm also going to post it as podcast. If you'd rather listen to me and this conversation in your car next week, that would be great. We talked about the role of opt-ins. We talked about the 4 elements, super important. Make sure that your opt-in is high value, relevant to your ideal customer avatar, that it's simple to execute for your opt-in, and that it's clear, that you provide a clear vision of the benefits that they're going to be receiving from your opt-in. We also covered the tools that are required to have an opt-in. Can be really simple to a little bit more complicated, but overall really basic. We talked about selecting your opt-in. I gave you 4 ideas, but a lot of you have other ideas about what you want to create. My suggestion is that you pick 3 or 4 and start building them out and put them in different places. You know what I didn't show you? Let me just show you really quick. ManyChat is making it really easy now to, I'm just coming here. Okay, here we are. This is my social media, my Instagram page on social media, and you can see that I have embed a cooking video here. Let me just embed a cooking video, create a GIF. This one was really popular. So I'm watching these tutorials. Look at this one, 38 opt-ins. 38 people have raised their hand to say, I want this tutorial and the content that goes with it. So I'm not just offering the tutorial. The tutorial they can watch on social media. What I'm doing is I'm giving them like the tactical piece of it. Like, here's the content to execute this tutorial. That's the value. Just coming out and saying, this is how you do this. They just take that and walk away. But in order to get the actual piece of content so that they can execute the tutorial, they need to opt in. And so that's what this looks like. And on social media, it is the gift that keeps on giving. So if you have a good opt-in, you have a good piece of content, people will continue to opt into it. Hillary, thank you for taking care of our members here. Okay, so this is what an opt-in. ManyChat, they just make a comment. So comment handout, that was a comment handout. This one was comment GIF here. This one, which we just posted, was comment embed. And it puts them into an automation where I collect their information in exchange for high value content. So your opt-in can look a lot of different ways. Some really simple, just give me your name and email, I'll send you this ebook. But again, the more value, the more volume you're going to get and the higher quality lead you're going to get there. Okay. And then we talked about setting up your landing pages and making sure that your landing page goes to a thank you page so that your opt-ins get what you've promised them as a download, and then make sure that you're collecting those emails, tagging them, and putting them into your funnel. Once you have their email, decide how what is their experience going to be in your funnel. Maybe it is a weekly email, maybe it is special offers, whatever that is. I'm just going to want to make sure that you have that built out inside of your email service. Okay, so a couple of other things before we go. Our upcoming library launch. So we do, as you could see in the Living Plate RX meal planner, when you logged in, it looked a little bit different, right? A little bit fresher. We're going to be announcing some new functionalities coming there, but also we are taking our library and putting it all together. So you'll have everything in one place. So you won't have to sign in here and sign in there. We'll have single sign on. It's going to be really seamless. All the content's going to be very accessible. And you can look forward to that in the upcoming weeks. Our librarians are very, very busy. It's truly like a move. We're moving content from one software to our own, and it's like moving. I don't know about you all, but moving is not my favorite thing to do. And so it's a lot of just paying attention to details. And so thank you for your patience while we work this out, but hopefully we'll have some big news for you soon on that. Last two things: Fill Your Funnel Mastermind. So a lot of what we talked about today, we're going to be taking a deeper dive in person in our mastermind. If you live near the Salt Lake City area, or if you are attending today's Dietitian Symposium, or if you're thinking about it and now you want to join us at today's Dietitian Symposium in Salt Lake City, on Sunday, pre-symposium, we are hosting a 3-hour mastermind called Fill Your Funnel. And we are going to be talking about things like this, like creating these captivating opt-ins and supporting the people who are showing up with putting it into action. And those who come to this mastermind will be supported for 3 months after, with semi-private group calls to make sure that you're executing and things are running smoothly. And we're really excited about it. It's our first mastermind, so very excited about it. More to come for sure. And then lastly, this episode, this conversation that we had today, will be posted as a podcast next week, but I encourage you to listen to previous podcasts at Living Plate RX. Hillary, if you could drop that link one more time here. Every single podcast, I offer content downloads, some like really significant content bundles, because sometimes things that we're talking about, right? The theory of what we're talking about, in order to operationalize it, I need to give you a bunch of stuff to make it work. And so I do, like, I give you that as an opt-in. So if you are not a Living Plate RX member yet, and you're thinking that you need support with content, meal planning, marketing, and sales for your practice, we're your people, and you can download some sample content in exchange for your email. And then once you're in our community, we can continue to have the conversation. Oh, Hillary, thank you so much. Yeah. And if you go to livingplaterx.com, our podcast is right there at the top as a tab. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here with me. Give me a thumbs up. I had a great time with you. Give me a thumbs up if this was all good and you're feeling like you're ready to create an opt-in, 2 or 3. Just give me a thumbs up here before we go. Would love to see that from you all. This recording will be in Scale Your Nutrition Practice, which is a private Facebook group. You just need to answer a few simple questions, and we will go ahead and add you to the group. If you are not a member of our group and you apply, you will have the option, this is an opt-in, you will have the option of giving me your email address as well in exchange for a free piece of content. So typically when people join your private Facebook groups, you don't ask them for their email address. But if you offer them something, and I think this actually was a lesson I learned from Amy Porterfield. I was listening to her podcast like years ago, 4 years ago. And she said she had tried it and it worked really well for her. And so I tried it and it works really well for us too, where everybody who joins our private Facebook group, most people give us their email address because we promise to deliver them a free piece of content if they join us. And so they go into the email automation. So now they're on my private Facebook group, which is super high value. Love having conversations with our community there, but they're also on my email list, which is better for us, right? Because we own that. We don't own our Facebook followers, but we do own our email list. All right, Jessica, great. Good for you, Jessica. All right. Thank you again, everybody. I look forward to seeing you in 2 more weeks. Next week, we have a live coaching call with Karen Reiser. So if you want to sign up for that, there's information inside the Facebook group for that. And we can get you the link to register. It's registration only for those calls. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a beautiful week. Take care.